The baby seems to have something to tell you.
At the celebration for my son's 100th day since birth, my 8-year-old niece glanced at my husband and began to speak. Can you tell me what the baby is saying?
Yes.
With enthusiasm, my niece proceeded to say one astonishing thing after another. Amidst the commotion among relatives, my husband turned pale and trembled slightly. It's no wonder. He was caught off guard by a plan that only he should have known. As my anger surged, I clenched my fists tightly. My name is Ariana. I'm a 24-year-old stay-at-home mom. Owen, my husband who is 2 years older and works at a company, and I got married a year and a half ago and our son, Noah, was born. Despite the challenges of parenting, we live happily as a family of 3. Our neighbors, my sister and her husband, frequently visit our home. They've been a great support, helping with household chores and providing companionship since my pregnancy. During a conversation with my sister, I learned something astonishing. My 8-year-old niece, Claire, possesses a mysterious power. One day, when my sister was out driving with Claire said earnestly,
Taking this road will lead to an accident. It's better to go that way.
My sister, just to be safe, changed the route to the one Claire pointed to. The next day, news revealed a massive accident involving several cars on the very road they would have taken. My sister shuddered to think what might have happened if she hadn't believed Claire's words and stuck to the usual path. But that wasn't the only instance. Claire also predicted a break-in at our neighbor's house, which indeed occurred. Fortunately, the neighbor had been persuaded by my sister in advance and evacuated valuable belongings to their parents' home, avoiding any harm. However, I'm not a fan of the occult. Despite hearing my sister's stories, I remained skeptical about Claire's mysterious abilities. I even shared Claire's tales with Owen, but he took it lightly.
Wow, that's impressive.
Since my pregnancy, Owen's behavior had changed. He started coming home drunk in the early hours of the morning more frequently. I had hoped that becoming a father would transform Owen, but nothing changed after our son's birth. His words about parenting together were like a distant memory. Instead, I was left to handle everything related to childcare. To make matters worse, just when I managed to put Noah to sleep, Owen's drunken voice would announce, "I'm home." Noah would wake up, crying inconsolably. I'd hold Noah, trying to soothe him. "Hey, can you moderate your drinking? Noah keeps waking up. Could you come home a bit earlier?" Owen retorted,
I have work commitments too. Who do you think supports our life? Stop complaining.
Noah cried louder upon hearing Owen's angry outburst.
Enough. You're the mother. Shut Noah up.
Frustrated, I didn't argue further. Owen's drunken bravado made conversation impossible. I retreated to the bedroom, where my only option was to put Noah back to sleep. 2 weeks later, on Owen's day off, my sister and Claire came to meet Noah for the first time. Claire was completely smitten by Noah.
Wow, he's so tiny and adorable.
But after a while, Claire started glancing at Owen. "Claire, what's wrong?"
Hey, Ariana. It seems like the baby has something to say. It's a secret from Owen.
With those words, Claire leaned in and whispered something to me. I was so astonished that I couldn't find the right words. I stared at Owen, who looked utterly bewildered. "But babies can't talk yet."
He really is. That's what he's saying.
But
He wants you to be careful with his dad because he doesn't want to be away from his mom.
I couldn't quite believe the unrealistic content of her message, but Claire's tear-filled eyes and serious expression made me curious. After my sister and Claire left, I asked Owen, "Is there something you're hiding from me?" Owen immediately denied it, speaking rapidly.
Why are you suddenly asking that?
Just curious.
I'm not keeping any secrets, and there's nothing for you to worry about. Trust me.
Okay, I understand. But despite his words, he had shifty eyes, clearly suspicious. And Owen, who never did it before, started changing Noah's diapers on his own. I felt increasingly uneasy. Could it be? Is Owen hiding something from me? Claire's mysterious words echoed in my mind, and I found myself growing more and more unsettled about Owen. The next day, after Owen left for work, my sister and Claire suddenly arrived at our house.
Sorry for dropping by unexpectedly. Claire insisted on coming to see you, Ariana.
My sister looked apologetic, but Claire's expression remained serious. Don't apologize. Claire, welcome. Please come inside. As I ushered Claire in, she gazed affectionately at Noah, who was sleeping in the baby crib. However, while I was preparing drinks in the kitchen, I noticed Claire heading toward Owen's study, where she stared intently at something. Claire, what's going on?
Ariana, there's something hidden here.
Huh? Upon closer inspection of where Claire pointed, the gap between books on Owen's bookshelf, I discovered his secret diary and some documents carefully concealed. I had no idea Owen kept a diary, but my curiosity got the better of me, and I peeked inside despite feeling guilty. To my shock, the diary contained detailed plans for something outrageous. I can't believe he was thinking of something like this. Fear gripped me, and at that moment, I finally became convinced that Claire's mysterious abilities, as my sister had mentioned, were real. When I showed the diary to my sister, she was surprised but gently held my hand.
It's okay. I'll protect you, Ariana.
She then suggested,
Since you're worried, how about having Claire visit with you every time Owen has a day off?
"Of course. Thank you." Feeling reassured by my sister's support, tears welled up in my eyes. Claire looked up at me with concern. "I'm sorry for doubting you all this time." Claire's words were true.
That's why I said it, didn't I? But it's a relief we found out before things got worse.
Yes, thanks to Claire. I appreciate it.
No problem. You're welcome.
While I smiled back at Claire's bashful expression, inside, my feelings toward Owen shifted from love to something darker. I won't let this end here. Maybe it's time for some revenge. With that thought, I decided to confront Owen dramatically during Noah's celebration, where both sets of parents would be present. After that, my sister and Claire visited our home every time Owen had a day off. However, although Owen initially behaved amiably, he gradually became more irritable. Eventually, even with my sister and Claire present, Owen started wanting to go outside alone with me.
Sometimes, I'd like us to have a date as a couple. Can you take care of Noah until I come back?
Owen, no. Noah cries nonstop when Mom isn't around.
But, I thought Ariana might need a change of scenery occasionally. Even just getting some fresh air outside could be refreshing.
Well, there's no need to go out of your way. Why not step into the garden together? It's a beautiful day, and the fresh air will do you both good.
My sister was skilled at countering Owen's moods without upsetting him, leaving him unable to respond. From then on, I sensed that Owen was always on edge. Finally, Noah's celebration day arrived. To celebrate Noah, my parents, my sister's family, and our in-laws gathered at our home. I meticulously arranged the dishes I had prepared, and the party began.
Noah, look this way. Oh, you're so cute.
As Owen happily filmed a video, fully embracing his role as a doting parent, my father-in-law beamed.
Owen, you're turning into a fine father.
My mother-in-law nodded, her eyes welling up with tears. Noah was delighted, surrounded by everyone. After the party, we all had some drinks in a relaxed atmosphere. Amidst this, Claire sat silently, fixated on Noah without touching the food.
Here, Claire, your favorite orange juice.
My sister tried to distract Claire, but Claire didn't respond. I wondered if she sensed something. And then, at that moment,
Does Owen like money more than Ariana?
Claire's words directed at Owen silenced the previously lively room. Everyone stared at Claire, frozen in place.
Claire, why would you say that?
Because the baby told me.
My sister and I exchanged glances, but the others remained utterly bewildered.
Hey, Claire, Noah can't talk yet, you know? You shouldn't tell such lies.
While grinning, Owen next to me playfully patted Claire's head, but she forcefully pushed his hand away.
It's not a lie. The baby says, Dad is trying to push Mom off a high place to get money.
Dad, me? No way. I wouldn't do something like that, right?
Noah says, I love Mom, so stop, Dad.
Everyone stared in shock. Among them, Owen visibly paled, his lips trembling.
Enough! Stop making up ridiculous stories.
Owen suddenly lost his temper, slamming the table. Claire's face tensed, and Noah looked like he might cry. I wanted to keep things pleasant until after the meal, but that's impossible now. I fixed Owen with a cold stare. You were bribing a woman, inflating company expenses.
Huh? What are you talking about?
I thrust the diary I found on the bookshelf in front of Owen, who was now sweating profusely. It's written right here. Don't tell me you won't admit it.
It's about a subordinate at work. I'd never do something stupid like that.
His strained smile and feeble excuses were met with beads of sweat on his forehead.
And besides, invading someone's privacy by reading their diary is despicable.
You, heartless person, have no right to accuse me.
What? What do you mean?
Still pretending? You were planning something dreadful to cover up your misuse of company expenses before it got exposed. I opened the diary to the page detailing his scheme and held it up to Owen, who averted his gaze.
Humph. So what? That was just material for a novel. Besides, a mere diary won't prove anything.
Well, then. Can you say the same after seeing this? I pulled out a certain document. Recognize it? It's the life insurance policy you were hiding. You took out a $1 million policy on me. What exactly were you planning to do?
That's...
I see. You intended to repay the embezzled company funds with the insurance payout after getting rid of me. Isn't this substantial evidence?
No, that's...
In truth, on the day Claire first visited Noah, she secretly whispered everything to me.
Owen wants money, so he's planning to take you somewhere high and push you off.
From that moment, I couldn't trust Owen anymore. Our parents and in-laws stared in shock. Cornered, Owen couldn't argue back and suddenly began desperately apologizing.
Ariana, I'm sorry. Let me repay the embezzled company funds instead.
Why should I have to do that?
Don't say that. We're a married couple, right? If the company finds out, I'll lose my job. Then we won't be able to survive, will we?
Owen, who had lightly regarded my life for his own sake. I regretted ever being with someone like him. I can't stay married to someone as terrifying as you. It's also bad for Noah. Let's get a divorce. I handed Owen a pre-filled divorce form, demanding $20,000 in alimony and $500 monthly child support.
No! Noah is still so young. Divorce and paying such a huge sum, it's not a joke.
Just stop complaining and sign the divorce papers already. Owen stomped his feet like a child, crying and protesting. His pitiful behavior made me nauseous. Suddenly, my father-in-law, who had remained silent until now, snapped.
Owen! Cut it out!
Perhaps he couldn't bear to witness Noah's father behaving so poorly. My father-in-law continued.
You have no right to refuse divorce and alimony.
Owen reluctantly signed the divorce papers. Afterward, my in-laws apologized to me repeatedly and dragged Owen out of the house. The next day, I submitted the divorce papers. Then, I contacted Owen's company and reported his misuse of company funds. Subsequently, Owen's wrongdoing came to light, and he was fired from the company. To pay alimony, child support, and compensation to the company, Owen had to sell our home and now works from morning till night, living on site. I considered reporting this to the police, but aside from what Owen had written in his diary, there was no other evidence. Instead, I chose to be grateful that Claire and Noah had prevented a disaster. Now, I'm back at my parents' house with Noah, enjoying peaceful days. My sister and Claire visit Noah almost every day.
Noah says he's happy to be with Mom all the time.
Hearing Claire's words, I smiled. As I watched Noah giggle, I vowed to continue showering him with love and protect him with all my might.
How did you like this story? If you enjoyed it, please consider subscribing to my channel. Until next time.